Hey gang. So today we're gonna break down my worst experiences in the workforce because finalement, I'm finally at a place where like work has actually been pretty good. And I want to talk about all the bad times at my previous jobs. Cause you know what? Sorry, I was just reading a text. There's been a couple. So if you're, I don't know, a teenager and you're just starting out work, or like you're somebody who also had bad work experience. I'm not talking about like I got my finger chopped off, like really sad things. I'm talking about like funny things that you laugh about now, but were not so funny in the past. So let's start off when I was 15. I was working at this pizza place, okay? I was a little pizza girl, a little pizza girl. I was answering the phones and I was handing the pizza over to the people, okay? Now, like I said, I was 15 and there was a man. There was mostly men at that work except for one other girl, but they were like all adults and I was like a little 15-year-old girl, okay? There was a man there who I think was at least 30, okay? And even if you wanted me to be like, he wasn't 30, that man was like, had to be late 20s, but like was at least 30, you know what I'm saying? Like this was not an 18-year-old, this was not a 16-year-old, 17-year-old. This was a man who was 30 or something, okay? And he had a little crush on me, okay? Like a little bit of a crush. And I would, try and stay away from this man, okay? He would compliment my leggings and he would, try and talk to me. But what really did it was two things, okay? Number one, he would go out and deliver pizza. And then one time I was about to leave and go back home. And he was coming back from a shift and he had a bouquet of flowers that he had picked, okay? Like these were flowers that you pick, And he was like, I got this bouquet for you. And I was like, no, you didn't. No, you did not do that to me, please. Don't do it. And he was like, I got you these flowers. And I was like, okay, girl, thank you so much. And as soon as he was out of sight and I was leaving, I threw the flowers on the ground and ran home, like scared. And I didn't really tell anybody because I was like, I have no idea what's going on here. And I don't really trust anyone else at this workplace. And then also another guy told me that he was like, I'm trying to remember the story straight because it happened like 7 years ago. But basically, I think this was the conversation. Like, I remember what happened at the end, but I don't remember the beginning. It was something along the lines of this weird guy was talking to this other guy who I guess was like my ally. Not really, but like we were okay with each other. And he was actually a teenager. And he was like, the guy had asked him to help him get with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, can you help me get with Emily? He was like, no, she's 15. Like, you're insane. So that was, not so fun. And then he got fired in the summer. And then, like, they didn't schedule me for any more shifts, so I ended up quitting. Which leads me into my next job, which is Freshie, okay? I worked at Fresh. So following that, I was like, oh, they're not scheduling me. I'm gonna quit and go find a new job. I applied for this place called Freshie. You guys know Freshie. And mind you, I was in grade 11, the beginning of grade 11. Okay, sorry, I'm just like, my back is uncomfortable, so I'm leaning back. And keep in mind, I'm in high school, okay? And high school ended at like 3:06 or something, and I would take the bus and I would get home for like 3:50. And Freshie was like walking distance from me. So I get hired for Freshie, and my manager, knowing that I'm in high school, was scheduling me like 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. almost every school evening, like maybe one day off. And I was like, oh, like, when am I gonna do my homework? I'm literally running up the bus, going home, changing into my uniform, and running to Freshie. Like, when am I gonna do my homework? And I was like, hey girl, like, can I like not be doing this? She was like, no, like these are the shifts. And I was like, okay, that's so fun. I just can't do this. So I don't know why I didn't just do this, like, but I've always been like this, like I feel bad, you know? So I was like, I can't just say that this is too much for me. She's gonna be like, well, why did I hire you in the first place? I had to lie. So I was like, I'm gonna lie and say that I got put for night co-op, because night co-op was a thing. There was co-op during the school day. There was half day co-op, I think. There was also co-op after school. I wasn't in co-op, okay? Like, I wasn't in co-op, but I told her that I couldn't get into the school day co-op. They put me in the night co-op. Sorry, I can't work here anymore. Bye. She was like, I didn't know co-op was a thing for high school. I was like, yeah, it is. Like, I'm not in it, but it is a thing. You know what I'm saying? So that was Freshie, okay? And my next job, I worked for a lady who owns an event planning company. And that was pretty good in the start. And then COVID hit. And then I was supposed to be working the weddings. And it was like, picture like not speaking to anybody for 2 years. And like not brushing your hair for 2 years. Like low-key being depressed, school online, like starving yourself and also being fat. Like picture all of, I wasn't fat, but you know, picture all of this and then being asked to go work like a 10-hour day setting up for a wedding in a high anxiety environment. Like I was not computing well at all. So we just were not getting along. Okay, she was getting mad at me and I was making mistakes. And then one time, you know what? Looking back, maybe I was the problem, because one time I freaked out because I had done something to the iron and I thought she was gonna scream at me, and I like faked that I had an asthma attack. But to be real, I was having some sort of anxiety attack. I was having some sort of panic attack from thinking that I was gonna get like majorly yelled at because I made a mistake. Instead of saying it was an anxiety attack, I said it was an asthma attack because I thought that was more valid. You know, so anyways, I ended up leaving. And anyways, I was moving to university anyways. I just ended my time with that place early. My next job was pretty okay. It was pretty awesome. It was working as a night porter in the dorms, and you know, half of the time I was just like hanging out with my friends and all that fun stuff. And then other times there would be like really weird guys who were very weird and uncomfortable. And also somebody like telling me that they wanted to like harm themselves. And I was like, I don't know what to do here, but that person got help, thankfully. Because like a professional was literally right next door. So, you know, that was not too bad. That was a pretty okay job. I also worked as camp director in the summer, a couple summers. And then I worked at another camp. And that was something. I can't really talk about that because it was like, but there were also like crazy adults and crazy like counselors, like my team members, like crazy people, crazy people. Some of the worst people I've met, some of the meanest people I've met, my team members, okay? Some like other counselors and stuff. Like, it's like, how do you go about your life being so rude and so mean and catty and like, oh, like, that's just nasty. Like, get that away from me. Like, it was kind of hard for me because I was like really not liked by a lot of people. And it was like, girl, even know one girl got pissed off at me because I was eating chips. Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? I don't know. That I can't talk about that camp like online. I'm not gonna talk about it. But it was not it. There was some good aspects, but it was not it. Okay. It was not it. Again, I've worked at different camps, so, you know, pros and cons for both, okay? And then my next job, I also don't really know what to say about that, but I had an authority figure who, let's just say, when I was trying, again, see, there's a pattern where it's like I feel like I can't leave a job because people are gonna get mad, but then when they do, some of them are just so mean about it. Like, one of the people that I tried to tell that I was leaving told me that I had ruined their holiday, that I'm not a good person, yada yada. Like, I was like, but the contract said you can give in your 2 weeks, but like, what? I didn't expect for all of this to come with that. Like, what is going on here? Ooh. So yeah, that's kind of like the situation. Like, I really wish I could talk about the really, really bad stuff, but like, I don't think I can talk, like, for like legal privacy reasons, I can't be talking about that. But there were times where it was definitely rough out here. And I feel like I'm missing some things. I've done little things here and there as well. But yeah, it's not always been fun and games. But when it is, it's fun. You know what I'm saying? You know, life's a balance, and that's that. So, but I'm really grateful to be employed so far, having a good time where I am, and also the other little employments I have, little streams of income here and there. You can never just have one. You can be lucky enough to have multiple, but you can never just have one. You know what I'm saying? My experiences on set were pretty good also, but there was one experience filming something for a student film, and it was like a party scene, and people were like actually drinking alcohol, and I was like, this is like not it. This is like, why, like, this is not how it should be, okay? Like, director, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, so I think that's like the bulk of it. I'm sure I can think of more stuff, but again, I'm so grateful to be having a good time at work these days. So yeah.